Welcome back, football fans. This is Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. I'm here with my guys, Garrett and Noah. We're here to talk some football. Week 5.
Yep. Week 5. 5 is a prime number.
That's a fair statement. Yes.
That is true. It's not an opinion. That is true. But week 5, I'll give it an opinion. It's gone by fast. It's gone by really fast, man.
A little too fast for my liking.
I know. We got to savor these weeks, guys.
So, got to savor these weeks because also this is just I've said this before. This is the best time for sports, especially in the Houston area. Astros playoffs, Rockets will start later this month. Texans, and they're good again. God, it's a fucking trifecta.
What
it's
a
trifecta,
time,
man. Yeah, I love this month.
Yeah, me too.
And I always say it, hockey starts next week, boys.
And hockey, yes. I'm a Dallas Stars fan now.
Yeah,
dude, I have Red River rivalry on Saturday. I have ALDS game 1 Saturday night. Texans.
And ALDS game 2 Sunday night.
What a weekend.
Just a sports bomb on your face, as they say.
Pause.
Sports bomb.
It's just by the way you're looking. I don't know. Week 5 is approaching. J.C. Jackson, by the way, from the Los Angeles Chargers, goes back to New England with the Christian Gonzalez injury. Familiar faces, familiar crowd for J.C. Probably the best fit for him. Bill Belichick used him well the last few years, and the Chargers absolutely had zero idea how to use him and gave him, $70, $80 million? Pretty good.
Yeah. Classic Chargers move. Classic Chargers is just not being able to utilize your talent. Classic. So send him back to New England.
Has he just been not good with the Chargers this year? I haven't really.
Yeah, he has been great. And
Tyreek Hill put up
a healthy scratch.
215 yards and 2 touchdowns on him week 1.
Oh yeah,
being solely guarded by J.C. Jackson.
Yeah,
so
true.
Not great. I mean, Tyreek Hill can do that to pretty much anyone, but he hasn't done that in 2 of the weeks this season. He did it to J.C. Jackson.
He was a healthy scratch last week or last year.
So they've been having issues. It makes sense.
Yeah. And New England, they lose Matthew Judon for potentially the rest of the season. I think it was a torn bicep, maybe. Can't remember. And then Christian Gonzalez is out for the foreseeable future with an injury as well. So they get some help back, but no Matthew Judon. You don't have the leader of your defense. New England's in trouble.
That team, okay. New England, fucking take them out of the oven. They are cooked. They are overcooked. They're fucking cooked.
Yeah,
they're just going nowhere.
Episode.
Yeah,
the Christian Gonzalez injury is so upsetting too.
Yeah, he's cold.
He was so good.
He's cold. Matthew Judon is a great player too.
Yeah.
To see them go down, it's they're 1-3 after a really bad loss. Man, they're fucking cooked.
Yeah. Hey, tank for Caleb, New England.
Or Drake May or something. Can you imagine if they got a hold of Drake May or something like that, or Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah,
something like that.
Do you think they got to move off Mac? Right? They got to.
I think if you're in position to take a quarterback,
you got to take one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's New England. They're prone to making up for their mistakes quite quickly.
Yeah.
What, year 3 now of Mac Jones? Year 4. So
3.
Yeah, year 3. I think before you get to the 5th-year option time period, you go ahead and get that next guy if you're in the position to get the next guy. This is the draft to do it. 5 franchise quarterbacks, potentially 6.
Yeah.
Sure, Sanders comes out and you can go to 7. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft. It's the one to do it with.
Whole lot, and they're in prime position to grab one of them. I don't know, maybe not Caleb, but like I said, Drake May.
Yeah, Drake May.
And even if they did want to grab they can get Bo Nix. I bet you Bo Nix will be fine. With the Patriots, I don't know, something like that. They can make anything work. So
Quinn Ewers in a Patriots.
Fuck no. Keep Quinn out of New England, man. Put him somewhere cool.
That'd be disgusting. Just awful.
Yeah,
I would hate that.
I would hate it too.
Another player that hasn't been with his team recently is now back with his team. Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
Reported back to practice, was a full participant, and directly from Adam Schefter's Twitter, in the first public comment since June, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor told reporters, "It feels good to be healthy. The main goal was to be healthy and play football."
Mm-hmm.
Sure, man.
Sure,
bro.
Yeah,
whatever, man.
Cap.
Yeah, he's just he's waking up every morning and praying that he gets traded.
Yeah,
he's waking up every morning and praying that he sees an email or text from his agent.
But also, part of me thinks that he's been whining and complaining all offseason. And then he's probably looking at how the Colts are playing right now and how Anthony Richardson's playing right now and how his backup is playing. And he's probably like, shit, there is a spot for me on this team and we're kind of good. Like, we can do some stuff like, oh, this isn't so bad now. And now he's going to come in, and I guarantee you.
I don't think he's going to play.
You don't think he plays this week?
Not with the
Really?
Colts, no.
Really? I
Maybe
think
not this week. He might play the next week. I think they give him a week to get back into it.
I think he's suiting up this week. I think he plays.
I don't see why
he's healthy.
So where's Indy playing this week? They play at home or away, or
they play at home against the Tennessee
Titans.
They play at home.
There's really no reason to rush him back this week. And if he is like, I don't know, I feel like they fucking burned that bridge with him.
Well, true, but also if he's down to play, Shane Steichen's not going to let him not play. I think. I mean, if he's healthy and is able, he came on. He's been a full participant at practice for a reason. I think he's gonna play. But here's the deal: I don't know if Jonathan Taylor's ever gonna be like that. I really don't. I think I don't have high expectations for him. I really don't.
It's a divisional game, which we'll just go ahead and jump into it. Titans at Colts, Sunday at noon. Tennessee, favored by 2 points, which is questionable. Questionable.
There's some questionable spreads this week. That's one of them for sure, because I feel like, well, the Titans are very up and down. I guess so are the Colts. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
The Titans and the Colts are both weird.
I would just honestly, I'd put that fucking spread at even.
Yeah.
Even Stevens, dude.
Yeah, that's an even spread, I think.
It's an interesting line. I'd probably put it at Colts -1 just for being at home. I think you kind of have to do that, Lucas Oil Stadium. Anthony Richardson looked fine last week. I think another week under his belt will be good. Tennessee's defense is really good. That's probably the issue here, and I think that's why Jonathan Taylor may play. It's a divisional matchup against the Titans where they can stop the run, but any more help that you can get with Jonathan Taylor or Anthony Richardson running the ball, you probably have to take that opportunity and play him at least a little bit. He's not going to get 25 touches, maybe 15, maybe 10. He should be on the field if you're a Colts fan. Like, you obviously want him. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you hate him now. I don't know.
I can't tell if the Titans are like. Are they like? What are they? Are they good?
They go as Ryan Tannehill goes. Great defense.
Yeah.
And if Ryan Tannehill fucks it up, which he typically does, and if Derrick Henry doesn't have 100 yards, probably shit out of luck.
That's true.
Yeah, the Titans are a very, very weird team. Well, I don't think they're good.
They get blown out week 3, just absolutely shit on. There's nothing there. Then they come out and destroy the Bengals. And I get the Bengals are a little weird right now, but still, like I don't know. They're just really confusing to me. And
it's a strange game.
It's going to be an interesting game. Like, really, I'm very interested to see how this goes.
I'll put this one on the iPad, dude.
This one's definitely on the iPad.
That's an iPad game because I got doing a little scoreboard watching now. Now that the Texans are,
it's been a while since I've cared about the division.
Yeah, and now it's 2-2, and the Texans have a chance to, be above 500 for the first time in a while. So, like, hey man, fucking gonna be watching this on the iPad or fucking Kindle or whatever.
The Kindle.
I don't know if you can do that, but that'd be interesting.
I don't think that's a capability it has.
Kindle Fire Stick.
Yeah,
is that a thing?
Yeah. I don't know, something like that.
Titans at Colts. It's a noon game, so yeah, it's gonna be on the iPad, multi-view screen probably. Be interesting, and that's more of an interest to y'all due to AFC South and the Texans over here. So it'll be a fun game. Anthony Richardson versus the Titans defense. I think that's going to be a tall task for Mike Vrabel. Patriots defensive coordinators and Bill Belichick all alike have had trouble with quarterbacks that are able to run.
Yeah.
So Anthony Richardson could have a huge game. But
he probably
he could also might not because he's more of a quarterback that takes the designed runs more so than scrambles.
Yeah.
So
and the Titans defense, like you said, no slouch. So we'll see.
It'll be a fun game. It's at noon. That's not going to start our weekend though of football.
Sure isn't.
Thursday night will, which doesn't count. We won't even speak of what two teams are playing on Thursday night. We're recording this Thursday, October 5th. Don't even
God,
care about the Thursday night game. But the
It's
first
so
game of the week.
fucking annoying.
First
So
game of the
annoying.
week. Jags at Bills in London. A little Sunday morning at 8:30. Buffalo's favored by 5.5.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna wake up. This is gonna be a good game. I mean, this is gonna be a good game. I mean, the Jags looked weird, but they're still not. There's no slouch, as you said a second ago. Like they can pull out a win somehow. I'm gonna get some coffee.
We'll be driving home from
we
Dallas.
will be. But I was gonna go with a bit, but
Oh.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get some tea and some. What do they eat? Eggs and fucking
Eggs
what do
and
they have?
beans.
Eggs and beans, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna really dial in because I'm the Jags are a team that if they somehow pull out a win, I'm a little scared of them. I'm worried about them.
Yeah. And it's also a potential letdown game for Buffalo. Big win against Miami last
Yeah.
week in the division. Then you got to travel to London, where the Jags have already been there for well over a week now, probably coming up on 2 weeks since they've been there.
Yep.
They're adjusted to the time. They don't have the jet lag anymore. They already won in London. I don't know. It's interesting. They're the away team this week, but it's a home game for the Jags. It's a home game for the Jags.
Buffalo takes care of business big time. I mean,
They absolutely should.
I think they will. Jacksonville does not scare me in the least bit right now.
The only thing is that like the Jags have already been in London and the Bills got to travel, but that's really the only.
Jacksonville plays soft.
Damn.
They do.
They do.
They do.
They fucking play soft.
They do play soft.
Ever since they played us, I have no respect for them.
Yeah. We just fucking
washed them, dude. We dog walked them all up and down the fucking field.
Yeah.
So they play soft.
And all three facets of the ball too.
Yeah.
Special teams. That's what won the game. Game of the week. Sunday Night Football. Waiting all day for Sunday night. Sing it, Gary. Cowboys at 49ers for the class of the NFC. San Francisco is favored by 4 points, which I think is the correct line.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game will be really fun. I really do hope that like Dak and the offense can kind of keep up with like Brock, because I don't want it to be like a blowout. But I'd say what was it, 4? You said -4 San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good line. That's a solid line.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
This is fine. I mean, this should be a phenomenal game. I mean, this like on Sunday Night Football, this just feels like a Sunday Night Football game. The America's team versus the best team in the NFL.
Finally, right? A good Sunday night game
I know.
with two teams that are like full of, head full of steam.
Yeah.
Just chugging forward.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun watch. Those two defenses playing on the same field, or not at the same time, but in the same game. It should be so fun.
Yeah, this is a preview of a potential playoff matchup. I mean, this is going to be,
and just like kind of watching it alongside like the Astros game as well. That'll be perfect back and forth match. Good action. Yeah,
it's a great vibe.
Absolutely.
I got the Niners winning though. I think the Niners are just going to steamroll through the league this year. I really don't know who can beat them. I don't know who can beat the Niners.
Their defense is just so insufferable.
Yeah.
Like how good
and their
they
offense.
are. And then their offense is humming. It's absolutely humming.
4 touchdowns.
Their O-line is fucking ridiculous. D'Amico on Pardon My Take yesterday was talking about Trent Williams and how much of a fucking freak he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's true, dude. He just like dominates the whole field himself.
Yep.
He's the best left tackle in the league. Their O-line is just so they're a bunch of big bullies on that front. I don't know who can beat them right now. It's gonna have to take like a worthy opponent, fucking opponent later in the year to try to bring them down.
Which here's the deal: the Cowboys are on paper a worthy opponent.
Coaching's not there.
Coaching isn't there, but the team. The defense is disgusting in a good way, and the offense can have its moments. Right, Dak looked pretty good last week. So if the Cowboys come out on Sunday Night Football in front of the whole country and beat the best team in football, then that's a big statement.
It's funny you say that. I do kind of have that back of the head feeling that this could be like a letdown game for the 49ers.
Yeah.
This is the best team they've played this year by far up until this point.
Yeah.
Could be just like the Cowboys kind of come in and take care of business and do everything right. I don't know.
Yeah,
Dak needs to play safe football.
With this game, the defense on Dallas, how does Brock Purdy react to pressure?
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't think he's experienced much pressure this year. Not that he's really had to, because Christian McCaffrey's just like doing everything for them.
Yeah.
Brandon Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, they have all the weapons.
Yeah.
How does the offensive line and Brock Purdy hold up against the Dallas defense? And how does Dak Prescott respond to the 49ers defense, which he's been fairly mistake-free this season, except for the Arizona game, which may be fluky. I don't know. Maybe Arizona's just like not bad, and they're good enough to win a game like that.
I think Arizona just surprised them.
Yeah,
I think Arizona just like was like surprise, and
Like
it
we
was like,
mentioned,
oh, he's so
they were just sleepwalking into that game, thinking it was going to be easy, and it wasn't. Yeah.
So how does Dak respond to the Niners defense, and how does Brock respond to the Dallas defense?
I think this is going to be if Brock. I mean, Brock's getting a lot of respect and very well deserved respect as a quarterback in the league. If he comes in and plays like he's been playing against this Cowboys defense, we got to start talking about Brock Purdy and with a lot more respect, honestly, because people love Brock, but this defense is insane, and if he's able to overcome that, and I know he's got crazy weapons, I know he has a good offensive line, but that still says a lot about him.
Well, let me ask you this: if the Niners win big, cover everything, but Brock doesn't really throw any touchdowns, nor does he throw interceptions. Christian McCaffrey's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Debo has a rushing touchdown. I don't know. There's like a pick six or something. Do we still have that same, like, oh, Brock deserves all that respect? Or is it just like, God damn, this fucking team is like the Avengers?
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it depends. It just depends on how the game plays out. I don't know. But if he comes out and looks, he's having an insane year, by the way. I don't know if y'all know what Brock Purdy's doing. He's 81 for 112, 1,019 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Through 4 weeks, that's nuts.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
We talked about it on the Off the Gridiron last week that the camera footage got corrupted on, so no one actually saw this or heard it. But talked about the Texans and how in Bobby Slowick's offense, C.J. Stroud is taking what the defense gives him.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy is the epitome. Him and Tua in these offenses, the Shanahan tree offenses, are the epitome of take what the defense gives you. Don't make mistakes. Take what the defense gives you. Brock Purdy's been doing that, and I think he's number 2 overall in like PFF's quarterback rankings.
Yeah,
by grade. It's like him, Tua, and Josh Allen, I think now.
Yeah.
Top 3. Like, he's right up there with them. He's not making mistakes. His numbers aren't like otherworldly. He's got less yards than CJ Stroud, but 5 touchdowns, no picks, and you're 4-0. That's all you can ask out of him.
Is really, I mean, that's critical. And I don't know if he can not throw any picks, throw a touchdown or 2, and have just a solid, just a quality start basically against this Cowboys defense. I don't know what I think. The Niners are well on their way to. I think they would only. I don't know. If they win against the Cowboys, I just think they're going to go like 16-1 this year. Like they're going to be insane.
Last year's Eagles, essentially.
Yeah,
15-2, 16-1, 14-3. They're going to be in that range if they just lollipop the Cowboys. Game of the week, Sunday night. Finally got one. Finally. In prime time.
Finally. Been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Rewind it back to Sunday at noon. Just a good old-fashioned rivalry where the teams hate each other. Ravens at Steelers. Baltimore's favored by 4 in Pittsburgh, which is the correct line.
Yeah.
I
think
this should be a blowout. This should be a blowout, but it's a rivalry game, and the Steelers and Ravens hate each other. The Steelers defense always kind of just shows up against Lamar Jackson. It's a fun game, even though the line's a little bit big.
I think honestly, if I was making the lines, I'd make this a 5.5 point favorite for the Ravens.
You don't believe in Mitchell?
They're a good team, and that here's the deal: either that Steelers team sucks ass, or the Texans are just damn good.
I mean, the Steelers do have a lot of issues with their offense. They have so many issues with their offense, and now that Kenny Pickett he's for sure out this week, right?
He's playing this week.
He's playing this week?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
little bum bruise on the knee.
That came out yesterday. Yeah, he said he's a little sore, but he's playing Sunday.
Well, it's good for them, but still, Matt Canada is calling plays. So
yeah,
Matthew Canada needs to be out of a job. I'm sorry.
Kenny Pickett has a disgusting stat line.
And Matt Canada, you could fucking get on your burner right now and fucking come talk to us about it.
Damn, come on, Matt.
Yeah, having a burner as a coach or an athlete hilarious, and I
Hilarious.
get to make fun of you for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
athletes I get a little more. If you're a coach, grow
Yeah,
up. Bro.
yeah. Come on, bro.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett's fucking 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, 800 yards is fucking disgusting. I hate
Is that good? I heard that's good.
You heard that's good? No.
No.
That's pretty awful.
If you're a Steelers fan, would you rather see Trubisky playing quarterback
Yeah.
this week?
No.
I would if Kenny has a bad week this week, I might be calling for a Mitch start.
Very sure,
Hey.
but this week I'm throwing Kenny out there because Kenny's won 2 games this season already. You know, Mitch hasn't, and I know that Kenny had a terrible game against us, but it's us.
Yeah, that's true.
We're good.
The Texans are just really good.
Yeah, so
Hey,
I mean,
People
keep
forget Trubisky went to the playoffs. You know, he led a team to the playoffs.
Kenny. buddy,
Home playoff game, double doink.
Double
People
doink
forget.
buddy,
in 2018.
buddy. That Bears defense, I could have gotten them into the postseason.
Yeah, valid.
But fun game. See if the Steelers defense bounces back against a even better offense than the Texans. I mean, Lamar Jackson's playing like 2019 Lamar right now. He's
Yes, that is true.
he's happy. He's got his contract,
Mhm. He got his
and he's
money.
playing carefree. Carefree
I
football
don't know
for
if I'm
Lamar
going to
Jackson is the
say
best
they're
football.
better offense.
The Texans have a better offense right now. I will fully say that.
That is
I
very
will
true.
put it all out there, dude.
CJ's better than Lamar this year. Nico Collins is better than any receiver they have on that field. Tank Dell's better than most receivers. Maybe Zay Flowers and Tank are pretty close, but that's it.
I will
I don't even have a
I'm fully gonna
response.
say it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep saying it over and
100%.
over again.
I
Our
know,
offense
I know.
scored 30 the last 2 weeks.
But let me
I'm not-
we'll talk about this on Off the Gridiron. I want to bring this up, and I hate to go
Yep.
on a little tangent. The Falcons are a 1.5 favorite in the game.
Yes, I was going to bring that up towards the end, but we go ahead and get into it.
That's
Texans
ridiculous.
at Falcons Sunday at noon. Atlanta's favored by 1.5. Like you said, what are we doing?
Why?
Vegas, what
I
are we doing?
mean that another crazy spread. Texans are trending up. Falcons are trending way down, and now they're favored over us. Ugh, okay, all right.
This is the game that the Falcons bring out Taylor Heineke.
Yeah,
This is it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
I mean, I think we give Desmond Ritter fucking fits. I'll tell you that much.
yeah.
So-
I think Desmond Ritter either, I don't want this, but either like gets like roughed up by our D line and has to sit out. And I think Heineke can come in and honestly give them a better chance to win. I think
Absolutely.
Heineke's been a guy who's done that for like 2-3 different teams. At this
Heineke
point.
is not bad.
He's not. I don't understand. Like he's not good, and you don't want to like have him as your starter all season. But if he's a great backup to have.
Yeah, and they gave him a lot of money. I think 2-year deal, I don't know, like 14 a year or something like that, something crazy. They gave him a lot of money to just be the backup to Desmond Ritter, and you're saying that Heineke's not going to give you a better chance at winning. Maybe they don't want to win, and they just want to tank and get a higher draft pick for
Well,
quarterback
they-
in the draft.
They did it twice already.
Right. Like, I don't know. I just don't know with Atlanta. The Texans are good. We've said it the last handful of weeks.
They are
Texans
good.
Are good.
They
I
are
think-
good.
If you get an interception and a fumble in the first half out of Ritter, I think in the second half you see Heineke. I think
Yeah.
that's how it happens.
I
Second
mean,
turnover and just like 0 points on the board.
Desmond Ritter is for sure throwing a pick.
I mean,
He's
we're
bad.
definitely gonna give him fits, like I said. And if it's not this game that we see Heineke, it's definitely the next time they play.
Yeah.
I mean, Desmond Ritter is not good.
Even Bijan isn't getting the yards that he was in like week 1 or 2 because Desmond Ritter is so bad.
Yeah.
Because he's making mistakes now. Ritter wasn't making mistakes in the first couple of weeks, so their rush game was very good.
Yeah.
Bijan looked incredible. Every penny worth of that number 7 overall pick, number 8 overall pick,
7, yeah.
But yeah, no, the Falcons don't look good and the Texans do look good. So the line being 1.5 and not even is strange because it's a road game. The home team gets about 1.5. This is an even game.
Yeah.
This
It
should
just
be a
doesn't make
Texans
any sense.
-1.5 / even because they're on the road.
Vegas is
It's
going to
weird.
lose a lot of money with that line, so I'm just saying, like, y'all might want to switch it up a little bit.
They should.
yes.
They should.
Oh, yes.
Let him sleep.
Yeah,
Let him sleep.
Last big game of the week, potentially big game of the week. Chiefs at Vikings Sunday at 3:25 Central, God's time zone.
Mm.
Kansas City is favored by 4 in
Yep.
this game, which I think is correct, but we just saw Kansas City against the Jets last week not look very good on offense again for the fourth straight week, or 3 out of the 4 weeks because they played the Bears, which don't count.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is probably going to dice up this Vikings defense.
Yeah.
Can Kirk Cousins do the same on the other side?
Patrick Mahomes, I was thinking about, he's probably going to throw for over 400, I think. I think
He
he's
should.
going to have an insane day.
Yeah. I mean, that Vikings defense is like
abysmal,
ranked 30th or something like that. Something fucking stupid.
32nd to be exact, out of 32.
32nd. So dead fucking last, of course. And Kirk had his first not great game of the season against the Panthers. So
and they won.
And they won, but it was against a bad Panthers team. If Kirk and the offense doesn't keep up, they have not a prayer can save them. I mean, they're in trouble if they can't keep up in the least bit.
Yeah.
Very excited to see the Vikings defense against this team because I have a personal vendetta against Brian Flores because he hated my quarterback for 3 years for no reason, or 2 years.
No reason.
Yeah, he might, dude. Honestly,
he might get fired after this week.
I mean, he could get fired. He could get fired. Patrick Mahomes might get him fired.
Yeah. If anyone's going to get you fired, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes.
So in the offseason, when they hired Brian Flores, I was like, that's a good pickup. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. Maybe he's not. Just maybe he's not.
No, I think he's just a bad coach.
Yeah. Well, I also just look at that Vikings defense, and I'm like, who on there is like a star? You know?
Yeah.
Do they have any star defensive players? No, not really. Do they have some solid ones? Yeah, a few of them.
Yeah.
Do they have some fucking bad ones? Oh yeah. Like their defensive depth is not great, and they do not do a lot to fucking. I mean, they had the golden opportunity of drafting a defensive player in the first round. Went with Jordan Addison. There you go. Like they do not address the defense, and now it's biting them in the ass.
Was Jalen Carter available, or was he already gone by that?
No, but Nolan Smith was.
Nolan Smith was, yeah.
Also, just like anyone, anyone around that, like any pass rusher, any corner, any safety, not Jordan Addison. Yeah. You don't need another receiver, man.
Yeah, no.
Because last season they had Patrick Peterson, Danielle Hunter, Cam Dantzler. They just had pieces that were serviceable enough. Patrick Peterson's old, but he was still good.
Yeah.
They let Cam Dantzler go for nothing, and he was like not good, but he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Their corners aren't good. I don't know who their safeties are.
Harrison Smith, that's it.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe he's old. He's older.
Right. Yeah. So there's just no pieces for Brian Flores to work with. Not that stopped him in the past because the Dolphins had 0 pieces in 2019, 2020, 2021, really. Just not like tons of really good players, and he was able to succeed, be top 15, top 10 in defense. This is just a absolute shambles of a defense, and Patrick Mahomes should put up 35 on this team.
Easily.
Very easily. Sit the fourth quarter. Should. But the line's 4 for a reason. They're on the road, turf, in the dome. I don't know. Maybe Kirk Cousins magic happens. It's not a primetime game. It's an afternoon game.
Maybe Kirk himself throws for like 400 and has a game-winning touchdown throw or something crazy.
Dude, if the Vikings beat the Chiefs, then Chiefs are low-key under surveillance, dude.
Nah, they're not. They're not under surveillance. But the Vikings
wide receiver core is.
When they almost had a close game with the Jets, so I get have a good defense. But also, and then if they lose to the 1-3 Vikings, I'm going to put them with the expectations that they always have. I'm going to put them a little.
They're still going to be in the AFC.
No doubt. But I'm not saying they're going to be bad. I'm going to say all right, but y'all got to do something.
I won't put them under surveillance, but I will say if the Vikings win, they get out of surveillance. I stop investigating them. I'm like, I halt the investigation on them because I'm like, okay. Huge game, huge home win against a good team. 2-3, you're not dead yet in this division. You're not dead yet in the NFC. Keep it going.
I'll say this, maybe not under surveillance, but the deal is, like Stoney mentioned, that wide receiver core is definitely under surveillance. And if they lose to the 32nd ranked defense in the league, the Chiefs have to make a trade. They have to do something. They have to get somebody.
Because I think they already will. I think.
Well, but especially at that point, they have to.
They already have to right now.
Yeah.
But this just makes it a much more pressing manner where they can't wait until the trade deadline.
Yeah.
What are some options that they can look into other than Chase Claypool?
Chase
I don't.
Claypool.
Chase Claypool will probably be one they look into, and apparently they already have
Yeah.
because duh. But
Sure.
if it's not Chase Claypool, maybe it's Devontae Adams.
Damn. that
That would
would
be
be.
interesting.
That would be. I mean,
Oh my God.
he fucking is not happy with Vegas.
Devontae Adams and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes on the same offense.
That would be crazy. Or maybe it's
T. Higgins, maybe. I don't know if the Bengals would move him to
Nah,
the
the
Chiefs.
Bengals
because-
wouldn't trade anyone, especially to the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But he's apparently been available a little bit, and also he's not happy there either.
I wouldn't be either if my quarterback couldn't throw a ball. My organization
but the
refused to put him on
quarterback
IR
couldn't
before
plant
the
his foot.
season started. Whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
Other games this week: Saints at Patriots. Patriots favored by 1. Don't care.
I don't care at all.
Don't care. Panthers at Lions. Lions favored by 10. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, Lions gonna
Panthers are not good.
no.
This is one to maybe watch. We didn't talk about this pre-show, or I didn't have this written down. Bengals at Cardinals. Bengals
So-
favored by 3.
Surveillance watch for sure for
Surveillance
Bengals. I mean,
watch.
they're already under.
I mean, and Joe Burrow did just say, like either yesterday or the day before, like, "Oh, I felt the best I have all year long right now." That's what he said. I don't know if he's lying. I don't take him as a liar.
I don't think he's a yeah. I don't.
I
He
don't-
doesn't seem like a liar.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a liar to me, but it is like a kind of like a optimistic thing to say. Like, hey guys, I know we're 1-3, and I've been playing like poo poo because of my fucking calf, but I feel really good right now. So before like a bad team, he's probably just trying to ease the nerves and everyone in that fan base in that building. But who knows?
Yeah, and the Cardinals beat the Cowboys earlier this season. So they're capable of beating good teams. Not saying that the Bengals are a good team, but they have good pieces, and they've been to a Super Bowl. They're in the playoffs every year. They should be in the playoffs. But if the Bengals lose this game, they'll be 1-4. Season might be
That's
donezo.
over. Yeah, you're done there.
Yeah, I don't know what they're
Because you're not riffing off 12 wins.
No,
No,
I mean that would
if
be
you start 1-4.
no, not at all. I mean, I don't know what their schedule looks like, but they're in a tough division. We know that. And after that, they play the Seahawks, Niners, Bills, Texans, Ravens, Steelers, Jaguars, Colts, Vikings, Steelers, Chiefs, Browns. Goodness, that's a fucking tough road ahead, man.
Not ideal.
Tough road ahead.
Other games: Eagles at Rams. A little 3:00 action. Eagles favored by 4.5. It might be interesting. Maybe, I don't know.
Cooper Kupp's playing.
Cooper Kupp's back. Puka is going to catch 250 balls this year. Rams might be back. I don't know.
Does Cooper coming back affect Puka badly? But drastically. I don't mean like. Of course, he's gonna have maybe a few less targets. But do you think that's gonna drastically fuck up his season?
I mean, he's not going to average like 10 catches a game when Cooper Kupp's back, but maybe he only averages 5 to 6. Like, he's still going to have a good season. He's going to have over 1,000 yards. Might get near the 100 reception mark.
He's already halfway to 1,000 yards.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And
he's only
Justin
Jefferson's only beating him in yards right now by like 40 yards.
And Cooper Kupp being back opens the other side of the field to where corners and safeties are going to be gravitating towards him most of the time because he's a weapon that has done it before, and he's back. It could open more targets for Puka, like just Cooper Kupp takes
That's kind of what I was thinking, though. I was like, also, defenses having to cover Cooper and Puka is going to be tough, dude.
Yeah. I think Cooper still gets most of the targets, but Puka, it's a lot more red zone targets. I think he's gonna get a lot more touchdowns coming his way. I think
because maybe they move Cooper back to what he was doing a handful of years ago, where he was learning the offense. He's the 3 receiver, he's the second read, whatever, and Puka's just the number 1 guy in the red zone because he's been healthy and he's been doing it the first 4 weeks of the season. But they could just flip flop it and every time they're in the red zone, go after the other guy.
Yeah,
they're
going to be able. Their play styles are so similar. So,
another 3:25 game, the Nate Hackett Bowl, Jets at Broncos. Broncos favored by 2 for no reason in particular at all. Broncos are awful. Awful.
God, the Broncos are favored. Ooh,
they're at home.
That's disrespectful.
But the Jets are going 2 hours west, so they gain a little bit of time. Jet lag shouldn't be an issue. Mile High, maybe affect some of the players, but the Jets defense, if they do what they did last week and Zach Wilson does like the bare minimum and doesn't turn the ball over, they should win that game.
They will win. They will win
They
if
should
that happens.
kill the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Broncos are a laughingstock.
Yep.
Just absolutely awful. Monday night game, Packers at Raiders. What are we doing? Again, schedule makers, what are we doing?
The schedule makers really fucking fumbled. And I knew it too, because first of all, the Texans didn't get any primetime games. Immediately I was like, the disrespect's crazy. Not even a Thursday night game. Not even like a shitty little divisional Thursday night game. All right, go
not
fuck
making
off.
Not making Bryce and CJ's primetime game.
Yeah, just making a Thursday night, Monday night game. Who cares?
Yeah.
But also they're like, well, the Raiders are good. They have Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's put them in Monday night and Sunday night. And also, I think they have another Sunday night later this year.
Yeah, well, this game before the season, I get what the thought process was. Devontae versus his old team. That was probably the storyline they were looking at. But it's still just, especially with how gross the Raiders are. And just Josh McDaniels drives me crazy. I can't believe he's a head coach. I just genuinely cannot believe he's a head coach in the league. And so that's why
it's incredible.
It's incredible. And now it's like, is Jimmy going to be back or is Aiden O'Connell starting?
I think Jimmy should be back. I don't know though.
Because he missed last week because concussions this year, it's 1 week. You're going to miss 1 week no matter what.
So
unless you're a Patriots offensive guard, but whatever.
Fellas, get this. Will you get? Are you sitting down? After this Monday, the Raiders have 3 more primetime games.
That's ridiculous.
So they had 5 total this year.
That's ridiculous.
They have another Monday night. They have a Sunday night and a Thursday night after this.
I hate that so much.
I feel like the Dolphins only got like 4 primetime games.
They probably got more than the Dolphins. They had 2 Monday nights and 2 Sunday night games this year. I don't know, schedule makers.
Maybe it's Vegas. Maybe they want to just like, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with them being
Vegas. Dude,
now.
I think they just want them to be good so bad. The NFL, they were just like, I want them to be so good.
Don't let Josh McDaniels be a head coach then. How about that? And then that's a good start.
Get him out of the league.
I agree.
God, he's gross.
And then the Dolphins are playing the Giants at home at noon. Miami's favored by 11. No one should be watching that game unless the Dolphins are on 70 watch again.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's no reason to watch that game if you're not a Dolphins or a Giants fan. And if you're a Giants fan, you probably shouldn't watch it either.
It's a bad idea to watch.
Daniel Jones is I put a warrant out for his arrest already.
Yeah. That's tough.
And also we'll get into something pretty good. He's a robber. He's a thief for stealing $40 million. Also, the Giants. God, you were like building something so special last year. All you had to do was not fucking sign Daniel Jones to like the biggest contract in your franchise's history or whatever.
Literally trade for Lamar Jackson and give him that money.
Which is anything other than Daniel Jones.
Because then Lamar's was Saquon and like no wide receivers, which is like the same situation he was in with Baltimore. But the Giants team is infinitely better if you just make the trade.
And I do also kind of feel bad for blaming Daniel Jones because it's not even his fault completely.
Well, that's the thing.
Their offensive line, terrible.
Yeah.
Their offensive line
is Neal pick is looking rough.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, the Seahawks had 11 sacks against them?
Yeah.
So there was like 4 different players with multiple sacks.
It's funny because I like Daniel Jones and he's bad. He's a bad player. But my thing about Daniel Jones is like I kind of feel for him because like you just mentioned like calling him a robber, which is like funny. But also it's like it's not his fault the Giants fucking gave him that much money. He's not going to say no. So it's like now he's getting dogged on. It's like, look, guys, your team, Giants fans are like, fuck Daniel Jones. Like, your fucking front office is the one who gave him that deal. Don't be mad at Daniel. I mean, be mad at him for not playing well, but you knew what he was. This isn't a shock, I don't think, to anyone. Like, I mean, maybe a little because he had a solid year last year, but be mad at your fucking team for giving him $40 million. That's what you should be mad about.
I mean, but he was also being like, I want $45 million. Do you remember that? No, but the thing is the audacity.
I get it, but also I get it. But
and also they couldn't even like pay Saquon because he was demanding so much.
Well, but that doesn't. Then don't pay him.
Oh, I get it.
So like at the end of the day, like of course he wants.
Listen, man, I get it, but taking the human nature out of money, you're a fucking athlete demanding that much money, and you can't even sign your star running back because he was like, well, our quarterback wants $45 million.
I get
So
it.
you compromise with $40 million. Saquon, he didn't get paid, did he?
Yeah,
Right?
no, not at all. But also, it's like the Giants could have just been like, no.
Yeah, true.
And they didn't. And then like that's what they should have done.
Yeah, true.
And they didn't.
Or Daniel Jones could have been like, listen, I know where I stand in this league. I still want to remain your quarterback.
You're never gonna take that perspective. You're always gonna think that you deserve a lot of money, especially when you're.
I don't get why we're defending him.
I'm not defending him as like I'm not defending. He's bad, but also like I'm just more so shitting on the Giants, being like y'all are so stupid.
Oh well, yeah, they're both stupid.
Daniel Jones isn't stupid for wanting a lot of money. I don't care. But you're stupid for giving him the money. That's how it is. Yeah, if I was Daniel Jones too, I'd be like, yeah, I want that much money. Fuck, give me that money.
I think you're stupid in putting your roster in jeopardy because of how much money you want.
Well, also, it's not like Saquon's not playing. He's out there. He's playing.
He's
him.
missed the last handful of weeks. He got hurt.
Well, exactly, but that's not Daniel's fault. That's not a contract's fault either.
It's an offensive line issue.
It's an offensive line fault, and Saquon
could sign some offensive linemen with the money you save.
They sure could, but the Giants are fucking stupid and gave him the money.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible situation to be in if you're a Giants fan. I'd be pissed because you're locked into that contract, much like the Broncos are locked into Russell Wilson. No one's taking either of them.
Yeah.
In the offseason, you give them a giant signing bonus and kill all their guaranteed money and then call it a day. But that sucks for the owner because he's got to shell out hundreds of millions of dollars for both of those teams. It's gross. And I was thinking while we're talking about this, about the offensive line, when was the last time we had an Alabama offensive lineman that's just a stud? Because I feel like Alex Leatherwood, Evan Neal now, there's been a handful of guys that have come out that are the top tier guys, and they all just flame out within their rookie contract. I don't know. It's weird.
Is it SEC linemen in general? What SEC linemen are good?
It used to be Alabama, like Jack Conklin and all those guys.
Yeah.
And then Ben Jones was the center for Tennessee for years. Yeah. Like had a handful of guys that just came out from Alabama and were just, day one starter, and they're all pro, by the way.
Yep.
We haven't had those recently.
True.
Mississippi State had a good one, Charles Cross. He's in Seattle, but
Charles Cross is good.
I don't know of any. And then Laramie Tunsil, Ole Miss. There's a handful of guys out there, but it's weird. The SEC lineman game is not there anymore. It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
But week 5, already at week 5. This weekend's gonna be fun. Baseball, football, more football.
Big sports weekend.
And then hockey starts next week. Basketball starts later this month. October. Welcome. And it's cold. It's cold outside.
It's chilly.
I mean, tomorrow here in Houston, Texas, the high is 85 and the low is 71. But as it gets into the weekend, the lows are gonna get down into the 50s. So that's light jacket weather.
Yeah, Saturday in Dallas, Texas, where y'all will be, 72 degrees. 72 degrees and sunny.
Oh.
Texas
State,
be out at Texas
Cotton
OU.
Bowl.
I used to pray for times like this, dude.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna be out.
It was 110 like a month ago, and now it's like, oh shit, it's fucking nice outside. Cool.
Not bad. Week 5, NFL play action takes presented by Apollo Media. Hit up our YouTube if you're wanting to watch along. Apollo HOU. Hit up all of our socials at Apollo HOU. Check out our store, apollohou.store. Got lots of good T-shirts on there. Texan stuff. There's more to come. But we got 2 good shirts out there, Tank Dell and the CJ Stroud I Bring Me.
Yes.
And pay attention to our store because there will be discounts across the month of October due to playoff baseball. So if you're a baseball fan, check out Beyond the Diamond. Check out Around the Moon. Lots of good stuff this month. We're going to be busy. We're going to be busy.
Busy month.
Going to be a busy bee, man.
It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
I hope we both get a victory Monday come Monday when we record. It'd be great.
I think we will.
I mean, I will.
I think we will too. And I don't care what Vegas says. That's crazy.
Yeah. Fuck Vegas.
Fuck Vegas.
But
it's been Play Action Takes presented by Apollo Media. Football.
Watch football.
Do that. If you're not, what are you doing?
See ya.
Weirdo.